Hi guys, welcome to Beauty Bound. I am Jackie Rodman, owner of Skinfinite.
Hi, I'm Cristal with Beauty Pro Bookkeeping. And
we have a guest today. We have Cassandra Galan with Galan Consulting. Hi.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cassandra. I do tax and bookkeeping for the beauty industry.
Yes. So the reason we are I think I'm more excited for her being here because Jackie hates anything that has to do with fucking taxes and bookkeeping. She hates talking about it. She fucking
She's
thinks
here
it's boring.
Is that what you said?
No, I said
I'm speaking on behalf of the aesthetics industry.
But so she hates anything that's serious. I don't, because I feel like if you guys want to do better in your business, you guys need to know your shit.
And I'm very serious.
Yes. And you guys always have a million questions about what's a write-off, what's not a write-off. And when I say you guys, I mean Jackie.
She means my Facebook group. She's already annoyed by both groups.
No, I think it's the fact that everybody is always asking about the same shit. Like, if you want to write off your whole life, do an OnlyFans, period. Like, right?
Yeah,
Let's
be an influencer.
Yes. And I'm sure you also get these questions a lot, or you get the random text, saying, well, I'm going to go get my nails done. Is that a write-off?
Yeah, or I've had people ask, like, they're getting massages on their hands because their hands are tired from working.
Genius.
I'm like, no, sorry.
That is not a write-off, guys.
Yeah, or like back massages because, in the beauty industry, they lean over a lot for the work that you guys do. Yeah. So,
man,
it makes sense, but unfortunately, no.
It's not. Yeah, because I feel like, okay, if you start as a sole proprietor or a small business, if you start writing off all this shit, then at what point are you going to be profitable?
Yeah.
Never. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's something too, like being a tax professional is people are never wanting to profit because they don't want to pay tax.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, how are you going to buy a car? How are you going to rent an apartment? How are you going to buy a house? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You still have to show some type of profit if you ever want to buy anything.
And
lease anything.
I think, and I speak for myself with the Mexican mentality. Growing up, you always knew, yes, you worked hard and everything, but you knew when tax season was coming.
That there was money.
Yeah, there was money, money coming in because you didn't understand the
how it works.
It was just like, oh shit, tax time. We're going to get money back. We're going to go somewhere. And that was always like the fun money,
Yeah.
So even having to relearn that it's okay if you have to pay taxes because that means you're doing good.
Exactly.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of your most annoying questions? And maybe not annoying. Yeah.
Most common. That y'all find annoying.
It's hard to say because there's so many, And I feel like I kind of like train my clients so that they don't ask me dumb stuff.
You should just have a list.
Shit.
Like a whole list. This is not
write off.
A not list.
No, but like going back to what we were saying, like they want to write off like their nails or so one thing that I see a lot, especially with like lash techs, they want to write off their lashes. And because they're also getting bad advice from other women in like these beauty groups on Facebook, for example. And they're being told that, you can write it off because, it's like part of your marketing because this is what you do. You have to show your work. And I'm like, but you're not doing your own freaking lashes.
Yeah.
Like someone else is doing them.
Exactly.
So you can't write it off.
Which it's really dumb. And even it says it on, there is a fucking thing on the IRS that'll say like what your write-offs are.
Yeah. And I tell people, so like when people ask me, what can I write off? And, obviously I have like free resource guides with the list and stuff like that. But I tell them whatever, like the IRS rule literally says whatever is ordinary and necessary. So if it's the intention for your business, then you can write it off. But you can't like, for example, how you say that Jackie wants to be writing off like sexy dresses and stuff like that. But like if it's for the intention of your business, then and you're actually gonna use it in your business, write it off.
There we go.
When we do a tax return, we have to put a business code, the NAICS code, on the return that tells the IRS what type of industry that you're in.
Yeah.
And this is how they keep track of trends for industries. So if you are having a lot of write-offs in a certain category that's not really normal for this industry, that's going to be a red flag, and that could potentially get you audited.
You see? So that...
I wasn't last year, though.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, you had proof of all your losses.
Well, so I know, but the losses... Okay, so these lash techs cannot write off their lashes. That I understand, because some other lash tech is doing their lashes. But what if I can do my own facials?
Yeah, you can, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're not going to charge yourself for it, right? You're just losing. You're just losing part of your.
Cristal will just do it for me.
Yeah, no, but you're just losing some of your own supply, your product,
the supply. But what about like home care? Because I do my videos at night. Promoting the products. And the marketing on Instagram.
So what I can think of is if you are like trying to advertise these products.
Oh, I do this every night.
And if you
daily at least.
Get like some kind of like referral from it, you can buy these products and write it off because it's kind of like a research.
Can I say something though? She already does write them off because...
No, then never mind. You can't double dip.
No, yeah. And this is why I know, because when she purchases her product in bulk.
Oh.
So what the only thing that she does is she grabs product from her shelf and takes it home.
Oh, I see.
But
well, it's already written off then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I'm like, listen, I can
she
show
has
you
all
the proof.
She's like, listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda.
I'm like, look, this video I just posted. Let's fall in love with your night routine again. I'm like, here are these products you can order online.
Okay, but
and then someone came in today.
But where did you buy those products?
From me. It was from
from me.
The whole order. Do I need to do a separate transaction with my actual card to order?
It's already a write-off.
Yeah, like you already wrote it off.
Yeah.
So we're not mad?
So you can't write it off again is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
because you're not. What's going on is okay. You have all this fucking product. You go to your studio. You're like, okay, I want that, and I want that. You already purchased it.
Yeah, it's already been deducted.
Okay.
On the bookkeeping.
I'm like, okay.
So no, you cannot double dip. Is your question?
No, that wasn't my question. I was just like, do I need to use a separate card then to like buy my own product?
Because you're already writing it off.
Okay.
So you bought it under the business. It's already been deducted because that's on your business account. And then you take it home, but it's already been deducted the first time.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if I need to do a separate order.
No.
Okay.
You're good.
Because if you do a separate order, then I'm going to tell you can't deduct it because I know it's for personal use.
True.
Yeah. Because then in this case, you're showing, okay, it's the product that you already bought. It's product you already have at your studio. Am I right? So then you're using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it was the other way, you're just buying product to do your skincare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I was saying is like, if you did do it as like a separate, for example, because I have a client that does this. She buys the products and she like makes videos about them to her students. She's an online coach. And we write it off as market research.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do tell her like you can't buy the same one over and over and over.
Yes.
That's obviously home personal care. But if you buy it once, that's market research for your videos and stuff.
I did do that once. I did that once. And the lady at the freaking wherever I did my taxes did ask me about it. She was like, it's going to look suspicious because it's a whole number.
Oh,
what are your thoughts on this? Because
Oh.
I went to go get a chemical peel for market research. So I go, it's $100. It was like a special. And then I did invest in the company later. So that's all like you can see, okay, we did this peel and now we decided to like place like my opening order or whatever. And she asked me, she was like, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's market research. I did it. It's like it was $100. And she was like, oh, the IRS like questions if it's like a whole number. She said you should like do it as 99 next time or 101. I was like,
yeah. It's like if all of your categories are at zeros, you know, if you're like advertising $50, market research $100, supplies $500, rent. I mean, rent usually always at a zero. Yeah. But like if all of them are rounded to zeros, then yeah, it is a red flag because they know that's not really accurate, that you're just like rounding numbers. But if it's like one thing or two things, it's not really a big deal.
It was only literally like
that one thing.
One thing.
Yeah.
So
No, she's tripping.
Yeah, because everything else, when she was calling me and asking me the questions, I was like,
I've never done that before.
yeah.
Crystal's like, I'll do your taxes this one time.
No, I'm like, fuck that. I do my own taxes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I took classes and I did all this shit that you need to do.
Yeah.
I am not comfortable, and I've talked to you
Touching
about
like
this.
other people.
No.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's such a huge liability that I don't think I'm ready for it, you know?
Yeah.
That's why whenever I do know somebody who wants to do taxes, I send them over to you.
Yeah.
And I've told
Thank
you,
you.
and I've told you before, because
Yeah.
I would rather have them go to somebody who knows the beauty industry and someone that I know
Yeah.
than for them to go to Jackson Hewitt or
Okay.
H&R Block.
Is that where you went before,
Or-
Jackie?
Yes.
I would rather have them go to someone who actually knows the industry, because I think when I was in the industry, the hardest part was trying to have somebody help me with my taxes that didn't know shit about my industry.
Yeah.
And everything that I was trying to write off was getting questioned.
Right.
So,
For example, like that market research. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like everything. And I was like, dude, it's for the fucking business, you
Yeah.
know? And so I stopped going to anybody. And same thing with the bookkeeping. The whole reason why I did become a bookkeeper, like I already had my degree, but I was like, when I needed a bookkeeper and I needed to find someone to help me, I couldn't find anyone. So I was doing my own shit, which again, luckily I knew how to do the thing, you
Right.
know, but once, like now I'm like, I know what could, you know, the things that for the most part, what you could do as a write-off. And I know the things that should be a business expense and what shouldn't be a business expense.
Right.
And there was nobody for me out there like that. So why would I recommend people to a different person for taxes as well if I know that somebody else is not going to know their shit?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's where you come in. And I always try to send people, I'll stick to the payroll and the bookkeeping.
I know.
Like,
We always
that's it.
refer back and forth.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I think that's it. You know, for taxes, I know most of your clients are for the beauty professionals, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before, when I first started doing taxes, I mostly did just like personal tax.
Yeah.
And then I started getting into business tax. And then like when I wanted my business to grow, I hired a business coach.
Yeah.
And they're like, you need to niche down. And so like back then, you know, my mindset was like, but if I niche down, I'm turning down business.
Yeah.
You know, everyone kind of thinks that way because you're narrowing it down to
Yeah.
who you're going to accept. And so I still have clients in all different types of industries, but I have a lot of clients in the beauty industry as well. And so when he told me to niche down, I first was thinking like coaches and consultants.
Yeah.
I didn't really have clients in that niche, but
Yeah.
I was choosing it because they're online.
Yeah.
You know, they're easier as in regards to like dealing with sales tax and things like that, because I don't like doing sales tax, but I do it.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, I kind of realized like I already have clients that are doing these beauty businesses, like, because a lot of my clients when I first started were like girls that I also went to high school with.
Okay.
And then like people just refer friends and family and so
Yeah.
forth. Right. And so then I was like, well, why don't I just like specialize in this? I already have clients in this.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I finally put 2 and 2 together, and it's worked out ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because how long have you been doing taxes, and then how long have you been doing the bookkeeping?
So I've been doing taxes for like 5 years.
Okay.
And then I started focusing on bookkeeping like 2.5, 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you prefer the most?
I mean, now I think probably bookkeeping than taxes.
Yeah.
I think as we get older
Yeah.
and as our clients also get older, these situations are getting more complicated.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They're getting
Yeah.
more complicated. And so I think if I wasn't in too deep, then
Yeah.
I would stick with bookkeeping. But I'm already
Yeah.
in too deep.
Yeah.
I have a few hundred tax clients that I like. These
Oh,
people rely on me, and I'm not someone to just like leave people hanging.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know with taxes comes more of, especially business taxes, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't know. You always do your personal taxes as long as you're still just a LLC or a single
Member LLC or sole proprietor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then when it changes is when you have to separate your taxes is when you're an S corp
Yeah.
and above, correct?
Yeah, or if you're a partnership.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you explain what the benefits are for people to make sure that they have an LLC with an S corp, and at what point that's beneficial? I always say they have to make a certain type of amount of money in profit in order to be able to do that. But
so what's your threshold?
I always say they need to make at least 100,000.
Okay. I used to say 100,000,
but in profit at least 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to say 100,000. Now I say 60,000 in profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when it starts becoming, once you have 60,000 in profit, that's when it starts becoming more where you start seeing your savings of having an S corp. So Cristal probably knows how they work, but for those that don't, an S corp, when you're an LLC taxed as an S corp, there's a tax savings that comes into play that you don't get with an LLC. And everyone thinks that LLCs can save taxes and they don't. So with the S corp, you can, let's say for example, you have 100,000 in profit, just for an easy example, and you can put yourself on payroll for like half of that 50,000, and you can still pay yourself the other 50,000, but it's not subject to Social Security and Medicare tax, which is 15.3%. And if you're a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, you pay that through your self-employment tax. You just don't see the actual words Social Security and Medicare tax because it's referred to as self-employment tax. But if you're someone that like works a regular job and gets a W-2, you see it right on your pay stub or your W-2. You'll see how much you pay into Social Security and Medicare tax, and everybody has to pay into that regardless. And that's based on profit. So you could say 15.3% on 50,000 of your income by becoming an S corp. But you know, one thing I get like irritated about is like being a tax professional is like seeing stuff on freaking TikTok and like Instagram. And they're like, start an LLC, be taxed as an S corp, you know, open these bank accounts and get 50,000 or 250,000 in funding. You know, save this on taxes. It's like, it's not recommended until you reach that threshold in profit, because of the S corps have like these complications and these rules by the IRS that you have to do. And if you don't do it, then they will kick you off of it.
Yeah. And then one thing about the S corp too, and I think, so I know that your mentor for bookkeeping is Katie Farrell.
Yeah.
And I fucking love her.
Yeah.
That's who I fucking used to listen to, like her podcast all the time.
Me too. Yeah.
And that's where I learned about the S corp, you know.
Oh, okay.
Before that, I wasn't, like, I had looked into it, but I wasn't too sure of how that worked. And so, and that was when I only had, I think, like 2 clients. So that was like a while back. But I was like, oh shit, this makes sense. I still didn't understand it 100%. And then when I finally did, I'm like, y'all need to get fucking LLCs. Like,
do it right now.
Yes. And, you know, and one of my clients for sure, I had been bugging her. I'm like, dude, you're fucking up. Like, you need to get your S corp, like LLC, and then turn into S corp. Like, it's a must, you know, because of that fucking savings. And
I found a way to save even more.
How?
So when you're an S corp, and you're paying yourself payroll, you can start a retirement plan, because technically you're an employee of the business, and you can start a 401k for yourself. You can contribute money to the 401k, and you're able to deduct that on the business return.
Oh shit.
So it lowers your profit, but it's still your money. You're still keeping your money.
Okay.
It's in the 401k, so it's still going to be taxed later on.
Yeah.
But it's a way to lower your taxes now, and then you pay the income tax on it later at retirement when you withdraw.
Oh shit.
I mean, regardless, even if you're someone that like contributes to a Roth, right? We all know that Roth are post-tax.
Yeah.
So if you contribute to a Roth, it's not taxed later, but you're contributing after that money's already been taxed. Either way, it's all going to be taxed.
Yeah.
But you're able to lower your taxes now and then just pay the tax later and still keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for when you're an S corp and you do your business taxes separately, how do you get taxed on that?
So it's a pass-through entity still.
Okay.
So when you do the S corp return, whatever profit that is showing on there, which is after all your expenses, after you've paid yourself payroll or your team members and everything like that, whatever profit is there is going to be shown on a K-1 form.
Okay.
That K-1 form gets issued to you, and you report it on your personal return.
Okay. So you still, Sorry, I'm like, I have so many fucking questions just made me. I'm like, wait, I glitched. Okay. So when you'll file for your LLC S Corp.
Yeah, on a 1120S.
Okay. And then when you go and file your regular personal return, it's a K1.
Yeah.
And the K1 is what states what? Sorry.
The profit of the company.
Okay.
After all of your expenses. So let's say another easy example, 100,000 in gross revenue, right? And then let's say like 50,000 is going to expenses, to your salary, your own salary. So you've already paid yourself payroll. You know, if you have team members, their salary, things like that. There's 50,000 still left over.
Okay.
That's going to show as the profit of the company, and it passes through to you still on your personal return.
Okay. So you still pay taxes on that 15,000 now
The 50? Yeah.
Or 50?
But it's not subject to Social Security and Medicare tax.
Oh, so then that's when
that's where you save 15.3%.
Okay. All right.
Because, 7 point whatever is like Medicare, another 7 point something Social Security.
Yeah.
So 15.3% is where you save.
Oh shit. Bless you.
I sneezed.
Okay. See, that's where and that's the part that I've always been confused about because
it still gets taxed federal income tax, just not Social Security and Medicare. Okay. That's where the savings comes in.
Okay. See, that makes sense.
We're all learning new things today.
That's what I'm telling you. There's so many reasons like why I wanted her to come on. And it's, the whole tax part, I think, not just for me, but even, like you said, there is a lot of SDs or even hairdresser, anybody in the beauty industry who will watch a TikTok and say, well, if I create the LLC or I could pay my kids.
Oh my God.
Okay. Please tell us
I like
about
some
that.
of your, like, just to jump in, like some of your content, like debunking these myths, like, or these claims.
Yeah, because it's like,
they're fun.
It's one of those, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
and I've had people ask me that all the time. Oh, I want to pay my kids. I'm like, it's not as easy as TikTok makes it sound.
Exactly. So how does that even,
it's basically,
is that even a fucking thing?
It is a thing. It's basically just like a strategy to shift income.
Okay.
Because if you're paying your kids, you can deduct that you paid them.
Okay.
You could pay them up to, well, if you want to like not have your kids be taxed either, pay them up to the standard deduction. So a single taxpayer, standard deduction, I think right now is like 13,000 something.
Okay.
13,950, I think. And if you pay them up to 13,950, because it's under a standard deduction, it's tax free.
Okay.
And so if you pay them that, you deduct it from your return.
Okay.
It's an expense. It lowers your profit. Your kid gets to keep the money and not pay any taxes on it.
Okay.
So
you don't even have to. So let's say I go and do my taxes. I paid my kid, but I actually made my kid work.
You have to do that. Yeah.
Like,
you can't just pay them.
No, I know. But
the way you say it is.
No, because I feel like, and that's one of the things. It's they think that you could just go and pay your kids and you don't make them do anything.
No, they have to
work. You have to show proof that they're fucking doing something.
And at the same time, you still have to be complying with like child labor laws.
Yeah.
You can't be, and also like it has to make sense.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I've went into places and they have like really like young kids like working.
Yeah.
Like
mostly restaurants. I've seen it.
Yes. Like these pho places. I'm like, okay, this 5-year-old is giving me a bowl of pho.
Yeah. Or I've seen kids like making tortillas and stuff.
It's true. But okay, because there has to be a fucking age limit for this shit, right?
I mean, it depends on the state. There's child labor laws in each state,
Just depends.
And so like, but it has to make sense. Like you can't be paying your kid $50 an hour for something like opening envelopes and shredding paper and stuff like that.
Like I hired my kid, and which I still haven't put her on payroll yet. But I hired my kid, my 15-year-old. I hired her to do my social media posting. And if you're listening, Paulina, you haven't fucking done it, so you're not getting paid.
I pay a virtual assistant for that too.
Yeah. So she is supposed to be doing my social media posting, and her excuse this weekend was, "Well, you haven't sent over the
templates,
the
or
templates,
the Canva."
Yeah. Bitch.
Then ask for it.
Exactly. She barely asked me for them this weekend, but she hasn't posted in I don't know how long. Oh, and then her other excuse was because I couldn't see the notes.
Oh my God.
On my phone. But
to be fair, they make it like complicated to see the Canva notes on the phone.
Yes. So before there was a thing that you could press notes and it was on there, and they took it off again.
Now you have to like look in a few different places.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now it's on the actual, like, before you had to zoom out. Zoom out.
And then you see it.
And you would see the notes on the bottom.
Yeah.
Now it has to be on the actual template, and then you open the notes on there.
Oh.
Yeah. But
I don't even do like write notes on Canva.
No, it's not. It's just I buy templates.
We both use media agencies, and I know which one you use.
Yeah,
you know which one I use.
Because I had tried the one that you use. That was the first time that I tried them, or the first agency that I tried, and then I was like, oh, this is too like, I don't know, like
It's because a lot of people use them.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're looking for a bookkeeper, you'll see that a lot of us use the same posts.
Yeah.
But that's because we're all using the same agency.
Yeah.
But for me, like, it doesn't really bother me because I'm like, I don't think a beauty professional is going to be, I mean, they might find your page, but they're not going to be looking at, like, just other random bookkeepers.
And I think it was more of, like, it was too serious for me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not serious. Like,
Yeah.
I am serious.
I know. And I think, like, because I even today I was on the phone with a client and I cussed and I was like, shit. I said, I'm sorry. I go, just a fair warning. I cuss a lot.
Yeah.
I said, and this is who I am.
Yeah.
So I understand if you don't want to work with me because
was that the one that we were talking? Oh, really?
And no, they're like, oh no, that's okay as long as you don't cuss, to our client. I said, oh no, I'll never be with your clients. I said, it's just I like to be upfront and say the way that I am because. Like I treat you, yes, it's my business, but in my business, I want you to feel like you're talking to a friend at the same time.
Right.
I said, so I'm just me. Yeah. I said, and if I feel like I have to be very, like, just straight edge and professional, I said, I can't work. I can't do my work. I said, I don't work that way. Oh no, it's okay. I was like, shit.
That's kind of how, like, I used to be. Like, if you guys seen my, like, previous branding photos, that's kind of like when I just wanted to look professional so that anyone coming across my page and you know, whatever. But the newer ones that I
loved
took,
your new ones.
Yeah, I wanted to be more of myself and show who I actually am. Like, I have tattoos and I have gauges in my ears and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think, and that's always, I don't know, for me, that's just always been the thing. I have to fucking be me.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not, then what am I doing? Like, and so when it came to the other agency, I was just like, fuck, like I just didn't, feel,
it wasn't the right fit.
No. And so with the agency that I'm going through now, I love it because one, their posts, I fuck around with them all the time anyway. Yeah. And I do try to reward them to make it my own. Not all the time, because if Paulina is actually doing her job, she's posting it just as they are. I'm like, dude, you got to change it to make it sound like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so in that case, like, she's 15, obviously. When I file my taxes, I file taxes, guys, I promise.
Yeah.
But when I file my taxes, I wouldn't put, like, she wouldn't have to put her W-2 on there.
On yours?
Yeah, because obviously she's my dependent.
No.
So
I've been studying to get my EA.
Yeah.
You only have to do the kiddie tax if it's unearned income. W-2 is earned income.
Oh, wait, what the fuck is unearned?
Unearned income is like stocks.
Oh, shit.
Capital gains, things like that.
Oh, yeah, then she's not getting no stocks. We're not.
Yeah, no. And so the kiddie tax is like, I think the threshold is around like $4,000.
Okay.
If they have gains more than that.
Okay.
But unearned income, so stocks and stuff like that. But W-2, no.
Oh, okay, cool. You hear that, guys? They actually, so explain to them what they actually have to do in order to put their kids on payroll.
Well, they have to actually put payroll, real payroll, not just like give them cash and stuff like that. Yeah. But set up payroll, pay them. Well, if you want it to be tax free, pay them under the standard deduction, and then you deduct that on your tax return as an expense when you do your business. Mm-hmm. But the only thing is, you can't do this for an S corp. You can only do it if you're a sole proprietor or single member LLC. You can't do it as an S corp.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because technically, when you put them on payroll under an S corp, they're an employee of the corporation, not of you as the parent.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So me as an LLC member without the S corp,
You can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as an S corp.
You guys hear that? If you're an S corp, you cannot fucking put your kids on payroll, bitch.
You can. It's just not going to be tax free.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So please listen to this shit.
Yeah.
No. What are some other, like, what's another one of your most common questions, I guess?
I think, honestly, in the beauty industry, it always just goes back to that.
Well, it goes back
lashes.
to someone like me wanting to write off my life. I asked her too. I said, I film a lot in my bathroom for my marketing videos, which is true. Can I do a bathroom remodel?
Oh my God. So that's going to go into home office deduction. And with that, we have to get like the total square footage of your home, the square footage of your freaking bathroom.
So it's just a bathroom here. I don't want to get too greedy and go to the kitchen.
But you can only do a percentage.
Okay.
So like even though you're paying, let's just say 10 grand to remodel your bathroom, we're only going to use a percentage of that 10 grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could cost like 20,000 for the remodel.
Bitch.
What if I want marble and I'm kidding.
And then like you can't even deduct it on the personal side because those are just like capital improvements to your home.
Which is basically making the
base
your
value
home,
of your home higher.
Yeah.
So that if you do ever sell, then it just lowers your capital gains.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the sale.
Because I talked to Erica about this a little bit too, because I wanted to like sell my, I mean, this is a complete different topic. I feel like I'm getting ready to sell my home. So we're trying to make a little more money from what we made or what we bought it for. We've already redone the kitchen.
So you can't double dip. I'm just kidding.
What?
Jackie's always trying to double dip.
Yes.
I know.
So you can't make money off of your bathroom remodel and then deduct it on your business. Girl.
So what are questions that you get, Cristal? Is it like all the same thing?
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like it goes back to the same thing because they just feel like, oh yeah.
Food.
Yeah. I've had people ask about food too. I tell them if
business meetings.
If it's with a client or if it's like if they're meeting me or if they're traveling to like a conference or something like that. Yeah.
What?
I just remembered I'm going to do a conference next week. So I can use the business card.
Or like if you go to a networking event and they're selling food. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I have reservations at Hell's Kitchen with my husband.
So do I. In Vegas?
Yeah,
me
next
too.
week.
No, not next week. Later this month.
Ooh.
But wait, is yours a write-off?
Yeah, because I'm going for a tax conference. I'm going I'm going to Latino Tax Fest.
Dang.
Yeah.
So on the next
So I
statement,
guess
you will see Hell's Kitchen.
Is a write-off.
And also, my husband works with me now too, so it's not like personal.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
But your husband doesn't work with you, so she could only write off hers, correct?
Her half.
Your half.
So I actually want him to help me out with an event next week.
Shut the fuck up. Is Tyler actually going to fucking help you? He's probably just going to carry your fucking table, bring it down, and say, all right, is that all you need, Jackie? Bye.
5% write-off.
He gets a fucking 1% write-off.
I told him, I was like, I need your help with an event to set up. And then later on, I was like, and I think I'm going to need you to stay the whole time to help me. He's like, I don't like to talk to people. I said, I know, but...
You're like, who said you had to talk?
But, I'm going to be busy.
Is he actually, though?
We'll see. If he's actually going to do it, I'd be thrilled.
Crystal's like, I'm going to pull up and check.
No, he's going to drive by and be like,
yeah.
I don't even have to pull up. It'll just be on the next podcast.
She looks skeptical.
Yeah. Because Tyler, it's questionable. He
he
doesn't even listen to our fucking podcast ever.
Really?
No.
I asked him why he doesn't like any of my posts either on the business Instagram.
Exactly. What the fuck?
I was like, why aren't
I've
you
had
liking
these
my
talks
posts?
with my husband too.
Wait,
Does
he
your
doesn't
husband
either?
not like your posts?
Well, like my husband doesn't have an Instagram.
Oh.
He only has a Facebook.
But okay,
He has
but
an
that's
excuse
different.
then.
He has an excuse. Her husband is on both social medias. Okay. Her husband, I'm sure, has a fucking phone where he can listen to the podcast.
Engagement.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Right. And then finally, after a couple months, I see like 1 like on my last video. I said, okay. So our last talk, it helped.
A little bit, maybe.
And he gave me 1 like this week out of all the other posts.
What? Maybe there's a change. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah, he needs to help with your engagement.
Yeah.
I know.
How are you gonna
What
get
the
more
hell?
views?
Yeah.
I know. I have like friends where their husbands will reshare, repost.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mine.
how cute.
Yeah.
You're like, I wonder what that's like. Nah.
No. So I think and one of the questions going back to the meals,
Oh yeah.
do you ever get your clients telling you, or when you see a charge, on their card for a meal, do they ever tell you, well, I was hungry and I was working, so I ordered Uber Eats?
Sometimes, yeah.
And what do you
Because
tell
they're
them?
always busy in their studios or whatever.
Is that
Yeah.
legal?
I tell them no.
Exactly.
Because
I've never done that.
the way that I look at it is like if you're working a regular job, an hourly job,
That is
right?
exactly my
If
fucking
you
thing.
go out to lunch on your lunch break, your job is not going to reimburse you for that.
No.
So it's the same thing as a business owner. You can't deduct it, quote unquote, or like reimburse yourself for it by deducting it.
Oh, but it's just, I also bought my client food.
Only the clients have.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking to. There's two of you.
I think I know who you're talking
Two
about
of
too.
you.
I think I witnessed the crime too.
A crime?
Of ordering
Fraud?
food. No. No, but I think because that's always, well, what if I went with the client? Or what if I ordered food for my client and myself?
If you're going out to eat with the client, discussing
Your
work,
hair?
business, whatever, then maybe, yeah. I mean, at that point, it's getting kind of risky. Like, you're kind of just doing it on purpose.
Mhm.
And I personally wouldn't do it if I knew
Yeah.
it was risky.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're doing something like that, then okay. But if
Yeah.
you're just ordering it at your studio, you can only deduct the portion that is for your clients or what you're providing to other people.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I only so I now have a mini fridge for the business.
Uh-huh.
And I have waters for my clients and
See,
other
that's
drinks.
a
Those, yeah,
deduction.
those are office expenses.
Yeah.
And
'cause
I
you're-
can drink from the water too.
Well, no shit.
Okay. I'm always like, and I can do this too.
Well, yeah, because it's not like the IRS is going to come like, how many fucking waters did you drink?
Right.
Like,
That's when you're like, kind of crossing the line, but I mean, and not crossing the line in a bad way.
no,
I don't
but,
do this
like,
a lot though.
but how
no,
are they-
no,
Like,
but it's okay. That's the thing.
But how are
Okay.
they gonna know? Because I had a client ask me recently, if I buy clothes, right, which we were kind of talking about, if
The
I buy
clothes.
clothes for work, can I write it off? And I'm like, well, if you are only using them at work, if you're wearing them outside of work, then no. And then also, if you're putting a logo on them, then we can put them under advertising.
Uh-huh.
But if they don't have a logo, then they just need to be work type of attire.
Like scrubs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
she said I can only buy scrubs for
Yeah,
work.
this bitch was trying to buy clothes. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And they were like, well, how do they know if I'm wearing it outside of work? And I'm like, well, I guess they wouldn't, but I just have to give you the right information.
Yeah.
What
you
if I
know?
need shoes with more support? So
I would
need
say yeah,
Okay.
but only wear them at work though.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's, I think, and that's where people don't understand. If the IRS was to come back and you bought a pair of shoes for work, and then they look at, you get questioned about it for some fucking weird reason, and then the picture of your shoes are fucking heels.
Yeah, that's different.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's
Have
why
you done
it's-
this, Jackie?
No.
I actually haven't bought shoes
No,
for
she
work.
did ask
Her
me
laugh
about
was
the
kind of evil.
I know. She did ask me about the shoes, and I told her, if you're only wearing those shoes
Oh,
for work,
the photo shoot. We're
Yeah.
going- everything just goes back to the photo shoot.
yes.
That I didn't even. I
That
didn't
she
even buy
didn't even
anything
do.
for that.
But it was a question though, and I
Yeah.
was like, dude, if you buy those shoes or whatever it is that you buy, and if it's only for the business, then yes, it's a write-off. But if you're using all this shit outside of your business, then it's not.
Yeah, so it just goes back to what I
Yeah.
said before, the intention of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I bought blazers, right? I literally only wear them if I'm gonna speak or if
Well, yeah. Well, plus we're in fucking Texas.
yes,
Like, it's hot as hell.
and they're the thin ones, and
Yeah.
I got it at Marshall's too. Like I didn't spend no fucking a shitload of money on them, but like one of the white ones that I bought was so we could do a photo shoot at Claudia's at
Yeah.
Vanidosa.
Uh-huh.
And then like even the pants, I will never wear those white pants again because it was for a photo shoot, So that's a write off. My blazer, again, I wore the second time I wore it was for an event as well, and it was
Right.
for your event. So the blazers that I do have literally only been worn for anything that has to do with the business or events.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
I even have some dresses that are just for events because I'm like,
What about this dress today?
So this one actually, no, this one's personal.
Wait, can I write off what I wear to the podcast?
That's why I was asking about the... Cristal's getting mad.
Oh, okay. So we've just like expanded our horizons a little bit.
Now
That's why I was asking about the dress that you're wearing, because technically it is on camera.
Okay.
But it has to be for the podcast only.
Yeah.
What about dyeing my hair?
No, bitch.
Because we always promote Trisha. Too.
Don't go there. No.
Like, we have to get, my hair needs to be another color so we don't look gothic anymore on camera. It's because of the lighting, right? So it's...
Cristal's done.
I like to piss her off.
She always no, bitch. You would dye your hair whether you had a business or not. You would dye your hair whether you fucking did the podcast or not.
True.
Maybe not.
Shut the fuck up. Man. But see, all these are the questions that we get asked, guys. And it's not even, I don't think it's so much frustrating.
It is frustrating. Let's be honest.
It is frustrating.
But
it's frustrating because I feel like.
But the clients don't know. So we have to have patience. I feel
know.
like I try to keep my patience, but I do think sometimes it shows in my responses.
Yeah. And I think because a lot of the questions some of them are common sense.
Right.
I'm obviously not going to be a bitch to you if you're asking me. Well, if Jackie's asking me, I'm not even a bitch. I'm just like, dude, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I haven't been in business that long, so I feel like I had right amount of questions.
Yes. The first year, it's forgiven. It's okay.
I had no idea what I could write off. That's one thing I will say. I didn't know what I could write off. I'm still learning what I could write off. Now I could have written this off and this. And
no, you can't.
my clothes for my podcast.
No, because you wear them outside of the podcast.
Don't you guys have branded shirts?
We do. I made them.
Yeah.
We do.
Those are a write-off.
Yeah.
Why don't you wear that?
I do sometimes. I like to wear it when I'm out and about because when people ask me about it, if I'm in here, no one's seeing me with my... Well, actually, they are seeing me on the gram. But I was at Dutch Bros and she's like, oh, where are you headed? I'm like, I'm going to my podcast. She's like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, why? Yes, I do. It's Beauty Bound TX on Instagram. You can find us here, and here. And so it was just like this long, I said, yep, it's a shirt. Yeah. Even my Skinfinite shirt, I wear that out all the time.
Yeah, so that's why stuff that is branded is a write-off.
Yeah.
I think, somebody just asked me if, so I think Trisha or just one of them asked me about shirts and I was like, as long as it has your brand, then it's
I need more shirts, because I stained mine too, so I've worn it.
Yeah, so as long as it has your brand, yes, because it's advertising. Okay. Yeah. But your food? No. Yeah. Unless you're traveling.
And we talked about that too through text when you sent me a text and going on a cruise.
Oh yes, the cruise.
Yeah. For me, right? I'm gonna be traveling later this month. I'm gonna go to a conference. It's a week long. Yeah. So that whole portion of my trip is gonna be a write-off because I'm there on business. Yeah. But the week after, I'm going to California.
Dang. That's
nice.
not a
and
write-off.
that's just visiting. Yeah. So that's not a write-off.
Yeah.
See, I mean, if I wanted to be really risky, I could be like, well, I have clients there. Because I do.
You're meeting your clients in California.
Exactly.
There you go.
So, I mean, but that's only if I'm actually going to meet them. I don't really have any plans yet. So,
yeah. So one of the questions that I asked her, because I don't know everything when it comes to taxes. And I think that's why I don't want to even, because I had looked into the EA as well. And I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to doing taxes, as long as you're just doing it accurate based on what the client provides, then there's really nothing to be scared about.
I'll send them to you.
I know. I'm just saying in my opinion, as long as you're doing it based on what they provide. I had a client who, he's not in the beauty industry. He makes lawn decor. Yeah. And he didn't tell me about it, his business, and he also didn't tell me that he got unemployment income. He's back in California. So, on the state return, it's not taxable, but on the federal it is. And so he didn't tell me about it. And when we did the taxes, he was getting big refunds because he has kids. He was getting like $10,000 refunds. So now the IRS finally caught up to it. I think they're barely catching up on like 21 and 22 right now. So everyone's starting to get letters right now for those years. So they caught up to it, and they said that he owes like 17 grand. And he's like, well, what can I do about this? And I'm like, we can't do nothing about it. I was like, you never told me about this. I checked my system and you only provided me with one W-2.
Oh my God.
So I was like, you never told me about your business income. You never provided anything for that. So it's not, there's no liability on my part at least, but I can help you fix it. Like what we can do is report the income and expenses, because a lot of times what the IRS does is like they don't account for your overall deductions and credits when they correct something.
No, it's more of like you fucked up, so now here's your fee.
Yeah. So what we can do is like we probably can lower that. Yeah. You know, but we just have to amend the tax return and put everything in. Yeah, you're probably gonna owe some money back, but it's not gonna be 17 grand. Yeah. You know.
Oh man. Oh. So you know, I think you know what turned me off about the taxes? What? I was, and maybe because I was doing it on
Turbo.
No.
I hate Turbo.
Oh shit! But it's through not QuickBooks. What's their Pro
Advisor?
Yeah, no. It's
Pro Connect.
Yes. Okay. Their tax shit, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I was thinking Pro Advisor. That's like QuickBooks.
I know. So the Pro Connect. So I went on there and I was like, okay, let me try it to see how it is, you know, and I'm gonna start with all the information. Dude, all that fucking information that you have to put in prior to even just getting to the tax part. I was like, I can't do this shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I have ADHD. I can't focus for that long.
All tax softwares are different, you know. I've never used Pro Connect. I've always used Drake. Yeah. Because that's what someone else taught me. So I've always used Drake and I like it. And then each year when I need to put on the new software, it imports my prior year info, awesome. So I don't have to put all my firm information
but to put in like your client's information,
it'll export all my clients from the last year to the new year software.
And when you get new clients,
I just have to put in like their name, socials, date of birth, address, and then obviously like their W-2s, like starting new. Yeah.
But see, on the other one, Pro Connect, it was asking for all kind, like
what?
It was it was not just that, but I was just the fucking having to. The data entry part.
Oh, so you don't like the data entry?
No.
Yeah. See, that's what I like about Drake, especially with like existing clients, because it'll also import like their prior year W-2 information, just not like the income and tax part. Yeah. But it'll save like the employer and the EIN and the address. So
then you don't have to type all that in.
So all I have to type in is like the wages and the taxes.
See, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Like that's it. If I could do that, I would have been perfectly fine.
I'm surprised that Pro Connect doesn't do that, considering like when people use TurboTax, they already have sometimes their W-2s.
So what I was trying to do
by looking at system databases.
So I was trying to basically I was testing it on myself for me. Yeah. And when I was trying to I was like, well, we have all our shit on TurboTax because that's what I do my own taxes on. Why can't I just import all the info instead of me having to fucking manually input everything? And I was like, fuck this shit. I went back to TurboTax and I did my taxes. Yeah.
I'm surprised that they don't do that then if they have access like that.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah. So, but then when I went to Drake to try that, I think you need a Windows computer and you can't do it on Mac.
You can't use Mac, no.
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, well,
yeah. You have to have, what do they call it, Parallels? Mm-hmm. Or something to use like Windows apps on a Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a Mac person.
That's how my tax career ended.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm not willing to change to a PC.
I'm not willing to change to a Mac.
I love my Mac, man. I think because I have everything, like my iPad, everything's connected to, you know. So
for me, I'm like in a different world if I look at a Mac computer. Oh. It's like because I'm on Xero. Yeah. Your QuickBooks. Yeah. And if I go into QuickBooks, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I know.
Like, for me, it's overwhelming, and I do bookkeeping.
See,
that's why I love Xero.
I tried doing Xero at the beginning, like before I even started any of my clients on anything.
Was it because Katie recommends it too?
Yes.
Yeah.
But when I went on there, I was like,
it looks like a dinosaur, huh?
Yeah, I was like,
that's what I tell people.
Is this? Like, what is it? Like, I didn't understand what I was doing. Yeah. I do want to understand it because I know the cost for Xero
is significantly less.
Yes. Yeah. And so I am trying. Now my thought process on this though is,
And didn't QuickBooks just raise their prices yesterday?
yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
And I was like, QuickBooks Self-Employed is more than Xero's lowest plan.
yes.
Yeah.
So
And the self-employed version sucks.
oh man, see, I don't. We use.
You can't even have access to a chart of accounts.
No. So my thing is, if I want to switch everyone over to Xero, first of all, I need to fucking take their class because I need to learn their system, right?
Yeah.
But how in the fuck do I transfer everyone?
They have a data migration tool,
Oh,
and it's free.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it, and I hear her eyes.
I'm like, I already
No, so
overwhelmed.
Jackie's
listening
like,
to
I'm
this.
not learning it.
I know, but that's the thing.
I never log in though.
I know, so that's the
I
thing.
don't know.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
you know?
the clients don't really need it.
So it's more of a me thing and more of a cost. It's more cost effective for my client.
Yeah.
So
Because also
I
with
am thinking
Xero
about
partner, there's partner plans,
Yeah,
right? And you know
yeah.
the prices of those?
no, so I have to look into that.
The lowest one is like $3. The other one is like $8.
No way.
Uh-huh. No, actually they changed it. It's 10. But yeah.
because all my clients
like 5 and 10.
pay anywhere like from $30 to $60 a month for the system.
Yeah, there's two different partner plans. I think it's like 5 and 10 now.
Yeah.
But they may have like certain capabilities that like Xero's highest regular plan doesn't have, for example.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of compare, but all my clients are on partner plans.
Yeah. Do they run payroll? No, right?
No,
That's okay.
that's because you do it.
I know. I have no.
And I don't do it.
No, I know. So I have one client, two clients who do their payroll on QuickBooks. But I don't like QuickBooks for payroll.
Okay, good. I was gonna ask you that because I had referred that client, and I wasn't sure if you were gonna keep them there or
I don't
take them to ADP.
I feel they charge way too much.
How much is it for just the payroll?
So I think they have like one of the highest ones, and it's like just payroll without the employees is $120. I think.
And is it like Gusto where it's monthly no matter what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's stupid. Let me see. I just got an email from them too with the fucking price increase.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
So this is why I'm looking into that, because I'm all about my clients saving money.
Yeah.
Where like it's not a big deal if they save money.
Right.
And I think QuickBooks is one of those things that I'm like right now, you guys are fucking raising their prices for all this shit.
And they're doing it like what seems like every 6 months at this point.
Because they had just, their prices had just
it.
gone up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even fucking find I might have deleted the email just because I was like, are you fucking kidding? Oh, no, right here.
Another thing with QuickBooks is like they're also discontinuing like their desktop versions.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing that, but then I keep seeing that people are using it. And I'm like, well, why do they keep going back and forth about this?
It's so dumb. So their Payroll Elite, which is their most expensive plan, is $125 for payroll, and plus $10 per employee per month.
Oh my gosh.
Their new price is going to be $130 and then $11 per employee per month. Their lowest one is $45 and it's going to go to $50 plus $6.
But the lowest one is obviously the one that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for like their QuickBooks Online, Simple Start is $30, is going to go to $35. Then Essential from $60 to $65. Then the Plus is $90 to $99, and Advanced is $200 to $235.
And what are like most of your clients on?
I have them on the cheapest one, the Simple Start,
Okay.
because they don't need any of the other shit.
Yeah.
Like it's not needed, you know?
Yeah, I saw that increase yesterday. I saw other accountants posting it, and I looked at it and I saw the self-employed one, which is like the lowest one,
Yeah.
was like going to 25 or 30.
Yeah, and
I was like, but Xero's lowest one is like $13, I think.
Yeah.
Like not the partner one,
No,
the
yeah.
regular. And I was like, so you
It's
might as
so-
well use something like Xero where you could actually have access to a chart of accounts, because on self-employed, I had a client that was using self-employed.
Yeah.
And she had a business loan and she couldn't even account for it properly because they don't let you have access to a chart of accounts to add a liability account.
Oh, that's fucking stupid. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was like, you might as well use something like Xero where you could do this the
Yeah.
right way and it's cheaper.
So, guys, if you guys are my clients, I'm going to start looking into something that's going to be more affordable for you guys.
Please.
Yes.
We're always trying to save.
Yeah.
Here at Skinfinite.
Shut the fuck up. And here at Skinfinite is always trying to find a write-off or buy new products.
Yes.
The last one was excused because it's one of the best.
She's the one. Okay. She's telling
One
me
thing.
and telling me each
One
month.
thing.
No, you cannot get a new skincare line. No.
Okay.
And then she's like, oh, okay, there's this $2,000 device. You have to have it. I'm like,
So wait.
can't do that,
no,
but you can do
wait.
this.
I'm sorry,
wait.
what?
Rewind. Okay. At her event, there was ProCell. ProCell is a micro channeling device that fucking it doesn't remove. It helps with wrinkles. It helps
Here's the sales
make
pitch.
them less defined. It helps
Are you
with
getting
scarring.
sponsored for this?
I'm not. But ProCell, I forgot, what's the guy's name? Tristan, if you want to sponsor, I'm just kidding. If
Would you like
wanted
to sponsor this video?
No, but it works really good. You know, I got something similar done when we were at the Dallas show.
So, yes.
And the difference, dude.
So what's really cool is she got the nano stamp done. And both of these pens. So you've probably heard of micro needling, right? This is micro channeling. So instead of dragging the needles across the skin to like stimulate collagen production, we are stamping the needles in. Boop, boop, boop. So no micro tears or injuries. And the difference too is ProCell has growth factor serums that you then infuse into the skin to promote further, further whatever results you want. If it's like aging, pigment, you can even pair it with peels because unlike microneedling, it's not they have like two different pens. They have like they have two different pens. One that's at MD level. So the needles are like 0.5. 0.5. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's different depths.
Yeah, I've done my research on this one.
Based on your state and your regulations,
Yeah. So
what
California,
you are allowed to do.
California, you could only do up to 0.20. Texas, you could do up to 0.25. You could do over 0.25 if you have a medical director, but under 0.5.
I thought Chantel said 0.33 for Texas. But she has the 0.5s hidden.
This bitch.
People do it all the time. You'd be surprised. No, I'm just kidding.
No, if you need a medical director, if you need something above, do not listen to Jackie right now.
I was just kidding.
She was kidding. It's a joke.
I mean, you see these other hoes dermaplaning and hiding the blades.
It's different.
And hiding the blades.
How is it different?
Because the blades are not ripping into your skin.
No, I've seen some scary stuff in Facebook groups of women like doing dermaplanes and then like just tearing up someone's face.
I've seen these like Amazon tinkle razors that people are just like using on their face. They're like, why did I break out the next day? I'm like,
Jackie, stop talking about me. No, because I told her this.
No, I see this. I hear this every day.
It literally does happen a lot, though.
I did tell her this though. I told her one time.
Jackie,
I used those like those
with the shield, right?
Yeah, with the shield on it, and I told her that I had used it, and I go down as far as here.
Yeah.
And I told her, and I broke out a lot, and I think, but you know what? I told her I was like, I didn't switch it out. Like it was an older one.
Yeah.
That I probably shouldn't have used.
Yeah.
And it made me break out for a really long time. It was horrible. And then I think I broke out for like 2 months, and it made me look like a freaking crackhead.
Oh, that sucks.
Like, oh no.
I started using, what is that gel? Differin? I started using that, and then of course that made me break out more because it does the purge.
Yeah.
But after that, it's
you were fine.
Gone away.
Yeah.
Like forever.
Oh man.
But it was a really bad time. It was so embarrassing.
No, so dermaplane, I love dermaplaning. It's fucking
yeah. I mean, what's nice is
it should tell me how to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be one-time use. I mean, even with like the pen, it's like the needles are one-time use. Yeah. And like everything should be disposable.
So because I know the results is what, and they were at her event and they had they had $1,000 discount.
Yeah.
So the pen is very expensive normally, but there was $1,000 discount which brought it up significantly. And I was like, if you're gonna buy, she had already been talking about buying it even before the event and before when we went to Dallas. She even said it. She's like, oh, I had been thinking about it. So I was like, if it's on sale right now and it is something that you want to do, and you like there, you do see the results. I mean, I got to see the results. Then fucking invest in it now. You know, it's worth it right now. But there's times that I tell her like, you need to stop spending, because then she does spend money when she doesn't need it.
Yeah.
On new product lines, when she has really good product lines now. So I always say focus
like stop experimenting.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know, at least in my industry, there's always new advancements, new formulations, new research.
How long have you been in business?
How long have I been in business? Cristal?
2 years.
She's like, Cristal?
2022. So it'll be 2023.
I'm like, when was I technically?
No,
technically in business.
So January of 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because, I mean, from a tax standpoint, it's not necessarily bad to spend a lot in your business. You know, a lot of businesses are not profitable the first few years, but once you get to the third year, you just kind of want to be a little bit careful, because the IRS, once you go 3 years with losses, they can deem you as a hobby, because you're not making any money. Said. Yeah.
And then the tax girl at Jackson Hewitt told me that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like how what is it? How long do we have to give you to basically grow, or to just tell us this is your fucking hobby?
Yeah.
So.
And I had someone ask me that once. They were like, so should I just not work? And I'm like, I can't tell you, like, I cannot give you advice like this, whether to work or not to work, like, just because you're losing money. Like,
no.
Why don't you just make more money or stop spending?
Exactly. And I think that's it. Like, you want to be profitable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, yes, it sucks to pay taxes, but when the time comes for you to want to buy a house, and if your only income that you're trying to make is because of your business, how in the fuck do you want to buy a house? How in the fuck do you want to get credit? How in the fuck do you want to do anything?
Yeah.
If all you've been doing is losing money.
Yeah.
And when you show your taxes, they always ask you for the last 2 years of taxes when you're going to buy a home.
Yeah.
And if they only see losses, they're not going to sell you a home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how great your credit score is.
Because technically you didn't make money.
Yeah. You're losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's important for you guys to make sure that you're in business because you love it and because you're going to make money off of it.
Yes. And it's hard. It's a hard road to get to the point where you are profiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you won't see your profits if you keep spending, as Cristal says.
Yeah. And it's okay to pay taxes. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure
everyone is scared about paying taxes. And I'm like, why? Like, I mean, obviously we don't want to give away our money.
I think it's the fact that sometimes people don't save up for taxes or don't put money aside.
But that's why bookkeeping is so important.
Yeah.
Like this one client that we are both serving, right? Like, you know, she wants to be able to pay herself and do all these things, but she's spending so much. And I'm like, a lot of this falls back on your bookkeeping. Like, I know you want to know about the taxes and how we can strategize to save you taxes, but right now you're not even profiting to where we can even do that.
Yeah. And that was one of the questions you had, you know, and I was like, well, I've mentioned to this client, if you keep on spending money, you can't pay yourself. Yeah. And we, you know, after a meeting that we had, I did tell her, look, this is a point where you're going to have to stop paying yourself right now in order for you to start making money, because you're paying you have employees. So your employees' pay comes before yours.
Of course.
And your business comes before paying you. Yep. Because if there is no money to pay you, where are you going to pay yourself from? Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, like, with paying the taxes, you know, with bookkeeping, you get your reports monthly. You see what your profit is. I don't know how you do it, but I always recommend save at least like 25-30% just for taxes. Yeah. That way, when we come to the end of a quarter, we can make an estimated tax payment based off of that. Yeah. And my clients that actually do this don't owe taxes. Yeah. Or if they do, it's very close to zero, or it's like a small refund of like $1,000.
Yep. Yeah. So some of my clients only save 20%.
Really? That's not even enough though, because self-employment tax by itself is 15.3%. And then we have our federal tax bracket on top of that. Yeah. And your tax bracket is going to depend on your income. Yeah. So the lowest one is 10%. So already
Oh, man.
should be minimum 25.
All right, guys, you guys need to save more money for taxes. No, but I think, I don't know. You've given us a lot of good tips, a lot of good information that even, like I said, I don't know it all. And anytime that I do have questions about taxes, she's the one that I go to because yeah, that's a whole different story. You know, ask me shit about bookkeeping and payroll. Cool, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at Galan Consulting. Same for Facebook, and or my personal Facebook is just Cassandra Galan.
Yep, and then she has her website,
CassandraGalan.com.
Yep, and phone number where they could reach you. Your business phone number.
714-905-9342.
So if you need your business taxes done, guys, your personal taxes as well, you already know who to find and who to annoy with your questions.
Yes.
Which it's okay to annoy us with questions.
That's our job. That's what we get paid for.
Do we bitch about it? Yeah, we're going to bitch about it. But this is what we do, you know, and even like Jackie says, this is a boring subject for some.
Yeah.
Very boring.
Yes.
But it's, you have to
She's out
have
here
these hard,
bitch.
you have to have these hard conversations with yourself to like, okay, let me just grasp this and be like, okay, this is what we have to talk about to obviously make the business work
to
and
grow,
to thrive, whatever.
Yeah.
And
shit, believe me, growing is painful. I just said it last week. Like
those growing pains.
Man, like I got an office now and it's right
next
behind,
door.
Yeah,
right next door.
Right next door, right behind Jackie. But it's one of those like it was something that I needed so that I could kind of
focus.
Yeah. You know, like I still do my work at home, but like my Tuesdays I'm here, you know, and I'm going to try to add a different day just to be here.
Yeah.
But sometimes it hurts to grow because it's more, you know, it costs money to fucking grow.
Yeah.
But know exactly where you want your money to go and if you're making the right choices for your business to grow, or are you just kind of throwing your money away just because you want a new product line or because you want the new sexy dress? I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
I'm just kidding, Jackie. But, you know, if you guys have any questions, feel free to send them on any of our Instagrams. You guys already know where to find us. Watch us on YouTube. And thank you so much again for being our guest.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. So thank you guys and bye.
Bye guys.